Time for another draft. Before we start, a big thank you goes out to our sponsor 341 Trading for sponsoring the stream and my content. You're gonna see very many sweet old cards here in this vintage cube, and 341 Trading has them in their store as well, so go check them out. We open a pack with 3 decent cards, I think. I do like Fast Bond, if you can pick it up like within your first pack. Somewhat early. I do like 4th Erlingas, and I do like Hull Breacher. This is my 4th draft with this iteration of the vintage cube, and I do think that both white and red are incredibly powerful in this cube. I've done 3 drafts so far. I 3-0'd all of them, and I always had like white or red aggressive cards in the mix, so big fan of those. Also, you don't need like to open any power, even though power obviously makes the deck better, or the archetype. Yeah, but it always works. It has enough cards, it has enough good upgrades from MH3, so it's really good. In here, I do think I like Grist, but not with the 4th Erlingas we already have. I do think Rabble Master is decent. I also do like the fixing, like we could splash 4th Erlingas. I also like Emperor. Emperor is a very good card overall. And like Library is kinda decent, but not great, I don't think. Question is, do we want a tapped red-white land? I think we might. It's not gonna be as good if we choose to play red-white aggro, but it's gonna be good if we're gonna splash the 4th Erlingas. Hieroglyph is also a card I really fell in love while drafting the formats. Like, it doesn't look so great, but it's just a very powerful 2-for-1. I'm not sure if you really have to take it that highly, like picking it 3rd is maybe a bit too high. Maybe the Foothills is actually better here. Like, it fixes our mana. Fetches are overall really important in this cube, since you have the Triumphs to go fetch as well. Like, you can do whatever you please. There's also Lily being a good card. That's probably about it. Yeah, I really hope to wheel the Goyf, since I really like the card. I never played with Flage, but I do think it's quite decent. I also like Halfling, just because I like ramping, and it could as well just be like a green-white or a red-green deck, splashing like the 3rd color. Already have a fetch to go with Flage, or a Flash, as our French neighbors used to call it. Like, it's a mid-range card, and mid-range cards tend not to be that overpowered. Vintage Cube could also take Through the Breach, but I think I'm gonna try and make the Flage work. I mean, it has to be decent, right? Lelia is a perfectly fine card as well. Also like Caryatid, also like Staff of the Storyteller. There are really a lot of tokens to trigger this. Found this to be a great card in mid-range decks. But I do think Lelia is better. Like, Staff could also wheel. Well, we don't exactly get the aggro white-red cards. More like, yeah, the control-ish or mid-ranger cards, which I don't really like. I like the red-white decks to be aggressive. We also already have a tap land. We could pick up the Kavu. Maybe we end up in like a slower multicolored deck. I'd also just pick the Tribal Flames. I think I'm gonna pick up the Kavu here and see where this goes. Pyromancer is decent as well. It's not one of the great cards if you cannot abuse the discard part of it, but it's like just fine overall. Then there's also Skull Clamp. We don't have any combos with Skull Clamp, but we could get like Stoneforge Mystic or like the cheap creatures. I think it doesn't really fit the deck as much at this point, but it's just the stronger card, I think, than the Pyromancer. So here we get some fixing. I think Savannah is perfect, like it enables Kavu. We can search for it. It also makes Wooded Foothills a white-red untapped duel, kind of. Could also pick up the Triumph, but like there's just infinite Triumphs. You don't need to take them as highly if they're only touching 2 of your colors. Thunderer is decent. Played with the card, it was fine. Like, it pings your opponent for the artifacts they have, and like if you manage to play against the artifact deck, you don't even need to give them artifacts to just apply tons of pressure. Rebel Master is also a fine card. Like, I like it more in the aggro decks, but it seems pretty decent with Skull Clamp, to say the least. Like, if you ever get a token through, you can then sack them. It's a late Liliana. Like, we haven't seen lots of white cards. Like, we will pick up this Portable Hole. It's a good card out of the sideboard, but not really sure how much white we end up playing. This very late Halfling gets me somewhat excited. Like, Halfling into Rebel Master or Lelia is just very real. I don't like Kumano-Face's Kakazan. I do think the Cauldron is a good sideboard card. Also do like Surfer in some decks. So, we haven't seen anything particularly broken so far. This is gonna change now, since we got good old Ruby, Ruby, Ruby. As well as a Fable that I would love to have in this deck. Like, we're not gonna wheel Swords, we're not gonna wheel Fable. We might wheel the Mystic. Like, we could really end up in a green red ramp deck splashing white. But yeah, like it's pretty much a no-brainer. Like, a non-color Mox is probably the best we can open or get. This card looks pretty decent, but like in a deck with a Ruby, Halfling, and ramp like this, it can really break hard. I do like Heath fixing our mana. This is perfect. Like, there are some good cards in here. Like, Mana Vault is great if you can abuse it. Yeah, like, fine with what we have. Like, now we do have the most important fixing, so picking up like Shocklands or additional duels is not like the highest priority. It's still good, obviously, but I do think that Pilgrim is much more important. I do think that like ramping into Lelia and Rabble Master is great. Then also having like cheap targets for Skull Clamp in the mid or late game is great. I do think this works much better than like the fetch at this point. Seeker's Chariot is good, so is Solitude, but if we end up splashing white, like Solitude is not like the best we could get. Birds on the other hand side is just great. This is not going to be a channel deck, unfortunately. Like, it's great with 4 Theolingus, but that's about it, I guess. So, we could pick up this Splicer on the splash. Could also pick up Raffine's Tower. Just for the Kavu. But then we have past Tribal Flames, didn't get it back, so probably, yeah, we're not going to be a dedicated 5-color deck. Charmaw. It's more of a sideboard card, really. I do think Phoenix is a decent card. Like, we have some targets that are very good if you can put it to the air. It's not like a great turn 2, but it's a fine turn 2. We could also pick up Loran, but I think that the Phoenix will be better for us. Robber is a fine card, but not great with all the 1-drops we have. Escape to the Wilds can be decent in some matchups. Can also be too slow sometimes. It's probably better to just apply pressure. But yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm not sure if we end up playing it. Skyclave is a great card, but it's way too white here. Inti is good. Yeah, I'm fine picking up an Inti here. And the Mystic Wield. Yeah, Mystic is great. Could see matchups where we want Tithe, but oh, here's the Foundry again. It's great. I don't think we play any of these. Like, Talisman is strictly worse than the 1-drops. Yeah, that's just... Alright. We'll probably not end up playing the Loran, but... Another Mox, but not the good one. Like, I don't think the Mox is better in this deck than the 1-drops. Unholy Heat is fine. It has the beautiful old border. We don't have that many Green Suns seen targets, but we might get some. Green Suns is probably better than Heat in this deck. Entirely sure. It probably depends on what we get in green. It's a very weak pack for us. Lumberjack can be decent. Is this a Lumberjack deck? Still worse than like the 1-drops. I think I'm just picking the Green Zones. Right, what do we have here? We have another 1-drop. We have a Showdown. Fiery Confluence. I won quite some games on the back of Fiery Confluence. I think I can And Hierarchy is just better. And Showdown Might Wheel. We have another duel, like one of the good ones. We have Delta, which doesn't touch our colors, unfortunately. We have a Giver of Runes. Yeah, let's just take another piece of fixing here. This is a great 3-drop to ramp into. So is this one. I like the champion. It's really good with Phoenix. It's really good with like the 3s as well. Then again, the Sentinel is green, which might be interesting. Because of the green suns. Yeah, let's take the green card here. Hey there, Zan. Or Zan, or whatever it is. Thanks for the follow. Good to have you. Okay, we really don't see much in our colors in these packs. I think we'll just pick up the Volcanic just for like some free-ish source of for the Kavu. Like, we don't want any of the other cards. Another 1-drop. This is number 6. Yeah, well, I mean, this is gonna end up playing much like Constructed, where you just go 1 into 3. But yeah, take more of them. We cannot make Omnath work, unfortunately. Just gonna pick up another piece of fixing. Like, Sylvan is not that great in this deck. Wow. Plato or Boseiju? I feel like I want Boseiju. Like, in a deck with that many 1-drops, you really have to play enough green sources, and this one has some extra utility. We could pick up Ending, we could pick up the Lumberjack. Lumberjack just doesn't do that much with that many 2s. I'm gonna pick up the Ending. Having Showdown coming back is huge. More fixing, yeah, sure. Don't have many artifacts to sack, do we? Don't want Steam Vents, so... Witness could actually be decent. Yeah, out of the board, I don't know. We could actually play Omnath. Like, we even do have the Volcanic to go with it. Let's check. So, this is 23 cards, but it's like everything just produces mana. So it's probably feels like more like 21, 22 lands. So probably wants an land as well. Question is, what else do we play? I do think the Charmaw is good enough for this deck. Like, it's not great, but I think we need some additional beef. And then I would love to play like one more real card. Plunderer works with Extruder. Are there other cards that work? Not really. I think I want to have Witness, just to have another Green Sun's targets. So it's probably decent for mountains, for forests. How does the mana look if we add those to the deck? So this gives us 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 green sources on turn 1. It's probably like the minimum we want. Then we do have white sources. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and some of the elves. That should work for the splash. And red we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus the birds. Yeah, that should be fine. Question is 15 lands okay? Like, Mox also counts as a land, kind of? Yeah. It's fine. Let's get in. See how this plays out. I don't think this is a great deck, to be honest. It can have some fine draws. It can, like, easily win games. It's on the play. But I think there are matchups you will not beat with a deck like this. Like, any combo deck will be close to impossible. And then, like, Reanimator will be hard to beat. Yeah, like, we can compete. We can compete with, like, the mid-range soup decks, and we can compete with, like, aggro decks with this kind of deck. But, like, Combo and Reanimator are impossible to beat. Yeah. Like, this deck really lacks a Minsk and Boo or some cards of those, like, with this power level. Also, Fable would be insanely good in this deck. Kabu can beat Reanimator, that's true. And, like, the Soul Cauldron can beat Reanimator as well. And sometimes, like, the Reanimator deck also just fizzles. So... But yeah, let's see. We win the die roll. That's an important step 1. We get a rather slow hand with a scry and 4 colors. Like turn 2, 4, 4, or 3, 3 getting 4, 4 is not bad. I think we're gonna keep this, even though we don't have a 1-drop. Or it is fine, like, I can see scenarios where this is mainly good. Yeah, like this draw applies some pressure. We go Phoenix next turn, attack for 6. Yeah, not gonna attack for 6, we're just gonna kill the monolith. Go. do we want to loot away? Could loot away. Escape to the wilds. Like, we're really looking to beat down with this hand. And the fetch land is probably good enough with the Pyro Surfer. Uro. It doesn't do much, but it's still get exiled. Alright, I see. Like, I mean, I could save the Pyro Surfer and the Fetchland for one turn. Just play the Phoenix or the Rattle Master. Like, if we... Yeah, I think I'll play it like this. I'm gonna attack with the team, and I think... Yeah, I don't need to loot. I want to get rid of the Uro, just in case they have a solution for Kavu. Crucible, okay. I think we're gonna be lethal next turn. Bristly Bill, oh no! Please don't Bristly Bill me. I could make us both draw, but I don't think I want that. Like, they could draw into a solution, but let's wait. This good old Bristly Bill is growing fast, but let's see how we like that. If yeah, okay, they've seen enough. If we had another one of these in the deck, we could fetch for this one now, hopefully bin something and then even play the Phoenix, but yeah, no need of that. Is there anything we wanna change? I could see Mana Tithe being good if they have like X spells, which they might have, considering they run Grim Monolith. Portable Hole doesn't do much against their plan. Yo, like, I want Tithe. What do I want to cut? Weakness might be too slow. Like, this is not a matchup where they kill our stuff, they just combo us out at some point. I think I also don't like Green Suns in this matchup, but Cauldron could be good against Uro. Could be good against, like, the lands. Yeah, let's try this. I actually like this configuration. Well, we can work with this. Opponent's down to 6. It's somewhat dangerous to give them extra mana, but Exploration, okay. They tap Wasteland, we... Yeah, I think I want to give them the treasure so we can play our more. Because then we can get rid of their blue mana. This also just takes away huge chunks of their life total. Having them play Wasteland was just so good for us. Like, we could still just walk straight into an upheaval or something like that, but I feel fine in my spot. I think next turn we probably don't want to give them more mana, though. Especially we don't want to give them double blue. Green zones for 3. This might be Excavator, so they get the... It's Nadu. Interesting. Do they have anything that combos with it? Alright. There they go. Dirty. Shuko isn't in the cube. No, I don't think it is. Yeah, playing the Pilgrim here was loose. I think we offered a trade. Like, Nadu is just a rather scary card, even though they just have one card left in their hands. Like, they're also down to 3 mana. Ooh, that's a good combo. That's a good one. Wow. Good old Bristlyville. Getting the job done. Wow. Actually insane. Wow. They're going off. Bonnie Paw. Okay. Yeah, that was just an insane turn. Bristlyville plus the land. It's just too much to overcome here. But I have Bonnie Paw in their hand. This is gonna draw them more cards, which then are gonna... Like, if we can get rid of Nadu... If we can get rid of Nadu, we might get there. All activated, that doesn't work with... So... I think I need to start drawing some cards. Pyrosurfer. Pyrosurfer's good. So... Pyrosurfer gives us enough to push through with the dragon. Also, they're going down to 6. Groa, Manuel. Right on time to see the good beats. Yeah, that's fine. At least we kill Nadu, that's like the most important part here. So... the Exile Pilgrim... Grow the dragon. That kills them next turn, right? Ah, they have Bonnie Paul. Bonnie Paul has reach, so that won't work. Fortunately. Also, they can just copy Nadu in this turn. Yeah, we're gonna need some help here. We'd also just get there with Flage. Gonna need some help though. What else? They do have Greaves. Okay, I see. A good Nadu deck. And Orb. Okay, Orb is just GG here. We cannot beat Orb. Oh, we got close. We got close there. I don't know if Hole is any good. Could be better than Escape. I think Escape is just way too slow. Yeah, we need a fast hand against them. Yeah. Like this. Yeah, this has it all. Not all. It lacks the Mox, but very good at doing what it does. They also have fast bond. Wow. Also have a decent deck. They might also have some decent combos with fast bond. Like they have Crucible, for example. Crucible Suran Orb. There they go. Okay. One of my main problems is I don't have any basics other than forests. So I think I should just play Lauren now. Probably Killing Orb. Interesting. They have a pretty cool deck. Like what I see. They're only left with one card. I think I'm going with Showdown here. Got some decent hits. Let's just hope they don't go off this turn. Grist. I think we can beat Grist. Yeah. We'll gladly take 1 damage here. They don't kill our Savannah. Well, that's really good for us. Everything's fine in Casa Bonita. What about Casa Emanuel? How do I sequence this? Could play Phoenix. I do have Uro in their yard, that's somewhat scary. I discard something with Inti, this gives Trample. They are just gonna reanimate Uro next turn no matter what, right? Since they can sack the Wasteland, they can, or like they lose Grist, so they have enough cards for Uro. think I wanna draw. Not even sure. I think I should actually. I feel like I'm going to have trouble beating that Uro. Let's see. Okay, like as long as they keep on drawing lands or mana, still fine. Ah, this is so close. We could also look at another card. Hmm. This is still fine. We're also growing Laelia. I still think we shouldn't draw. Interesting game we have here. Uh-oh. Wish we had Mana Tithe. Is this Upheaval? No, it's an X spell. Green zones for 7. Traxa. Oh. Wow. Do we have anything that deals with this board? Actually, don't think we do. Like, there's the double striker, which could kinda help with Lauren. Yeah, like... Let's see. Blocking here, like we need to find a kill. We don't have the double striker, do we? Yeah, let's see. This does not help. This doesn't help either. Yeah, like they have all the good cards. We're not gonna come back. The deck somewhere. No, we don't. Ah. They're not blocking. Yeah, they have. Actually, they do have lethal. Cannot win. They can just play Minsk and Boo and hit us for the last point of damage. Yeah, they do. They do, unfortunately. I didn't expect the Traxa to be in this deck, but I guess it makes total sense. Oh well. That was a rough one. Yeah, things weren't looking so bad until like they got Zenith for a Traxa. It was a very close one, yeah. I feel like their deck is very dependent on fast bond. I don't think they do have a shot on winning if they don't have fast bond in their opening hand in game 3. But yeah, they had a very fast draw. Oh well. Yeah, I'll grab a drink. I'll be right back. Alright, at least we keep on winning die rolls. This is not good enough. This is better. We can get Kavu turn 2 with green suns. Question is, what do we want to put back? Probably the foundry. And Savannah. Yeah, this draw is kinda decent. Also, Kavu kinda works with Inti, which is sweet. You can play Inti, Ramage, and then maybe even play something off the trigger, if they let us. Attic. So don't want to discard with Inti, but I would like to discard this. Okay. Works. Okay, it's Ravine and Halfling. What do they have? Deluge. That's not bad. It's quite impressive. Maybe it's a bit of a waste to not bestow this, but like this I can bash and next turn animate Ravine. Let's hope they don't have the mana to exhume this. Wayfinder. Deluge, they have them, they have reanimate. They'll probably also have recurring nightmare. About to find out. they still have 5 cards in hand. But they cannot touch the Phoenix. Or it's very scary for them to do. Okay. See if they want to go to 1. Don't. They do. Could be good news for us. They could also have like an Ulamog thing to take care of. Bizarre. Okay. So we do want Soul Cauldron. Want Portable Hole. Hole is fine against the Fanatic. Bring in Tithe, but I don't like that too much. I haven't seen any colorless lands. Charm is probably still better. Let's try this. I haven't considered Bazaar of Baghdad to be a playable vintage cube card. From time to time there are decks in which it's actually fine. All the ramp. Toxic Deluge is very good against us. Losing the Sentinel here sucks, since we cannot just play Kavu with the Halfling, but I think playing Halfling was correct due to Orcish Bowmasters they could have. So they could also take the Kavu. They take Inti. Okay. Binder. No. 4th Ilinga stays on top. Yeah, that was sloppy. Like, could have used Halfling's mana, used the map, or maybe I shouldn't just overall had played the Halfling on turn 1. Take the risk against Bowmaster. Both Elingas will be good. Not sure if I want to play it next turn, but could also keep it just in case. Also, I missed the point of damage here this turn. The thing with 4th Elingas is I don't really want to lose the Monarch to the bats. I might just play Kavu Witness this turn. Or do they have a follow-up? They do. Okay. Yeah, Andra goes to the yard. Have a reanimate in hand, or? Okay. I wonder what their last card is. Just take back this one. Like, I don't want to play Elingas into Toxic Deluge. Exile their roll. Like, if they have Deluge, they can sweep the board, but then we have 4th Elingas and get the Monarch. So if we play Elingas now and they attack us back and then Deluge, we might not come back. Okay. So that was rather easy compared to match 1. Let's see how we perform the last one. Ooh. Yeah, let's go. Vintage Cube at its finest. Chaining 1-drops into 3-drops. Yeah, I have to say I prefer the more interactive decks, but it is what it is, I guess. Cannot always open Time Walks and Ancestrals and the good counter magic. Just win another die roll. Okay. That's perfect. Lilia on turn 2 is actually what this deck is trying to do. And what it's best at. Good old Birdie holding it all together. Now let's hit Mox Ruby. Close. Close. But no. No removal, please. Okay, Epicure. I think against red-green we just wanna ride Lilia. I need green suns. Or do we need Witness? Or do we need Lauren? Like if they have a sneak attack on the next turn we might want Lauren. It's gonna ditch this. We can play Mystic, that's good. Well, this one we cannot play. Never mind, like Lelia is just too big for them to handle, I think. If they are in fact red-green. They're Naya. Or no, they are whatever. H, okay. For Inti, time to go. See what we hit. That's good. They don't block. We should just kill mana and then get the dual land. That's cries for one. Minsk and Boo. It's a very good card. Probably not good enough to win here. Straight to the yard. Let's just draw Phoenix. Phoenix would be sweet. Also fine. Let's draw 2. I think we just want to attack and then play charm more. Can play H2 for us here. Fletch can get them down to 2. Threaten lethal next turn. Another 1-drop. Like now they can draw 4 cards. By throwing the hamster, even 5. They need to find some life gain. They don't even attack first. Yes, they should. They would have drawn another card. Kill Lauren. Don't want to have him draw another card. Actually, just pass the turn. What now? What now? Probably sacking the blood. What now? Lotus and get flashback. Well. Cauldron's probably good enough. We don't need that escape. Portable Hole is probably good against their elves and stuff. Don't need green suns. Maybe also the 2/2 that makes 3/3 tokens would have been fine against them. It's close. Like we do have Inti on turn 2. Inti could help us find lands. I think I'm gonna try and keep. Let's just draw another land. They are ramping. Ooh. I do need that land. Yeah, that's like the risk of keeping hands like these. Like we do have an above 50% chance to hit mana. Yeah, okay. Next one. Yeah, maybe this is actually just better than... just the stupid dragon, but hold on. This card sucks. Flyer is probably just good enough in this matchup. You have seen hands like these. But on the play, they should be just fine. Also, we have ending, so... you can just go birds into Mystic, kill their elf. Should be good enough. They'll get a tiger, I think. Yeah, if they have a removal, this slows us down by a fair bit, but let's just hope they have a 1-drop as well. Okay. This ups their chance of having a 1-drop, so that's fine. Edge maze, okay. Which one? Probably still these two. Goif. My Cauldron is good against Goif. I guess next turn we can start clamping away our stuff, depending on what our opponent's doing. I feel good about this game. Let's hope they don't have Fury or something like that. Pay block. And let's grab their card. Do they have a free spell? Doesn't look like it. They do. No, no. Oh, that was brutal. That was brutal. Oh my. Mind Stone. Yeah, we might need to take care of that Goif. But now we're soft to quite a few cards here. Desperately need land here. Yeah, maybe the land would have been a better pick, but the tapped one. We cannot even play Witness. So yeah, in the yard you go. Okay, at least it's not Minsk and Boo. Take back Flage. So we get a hit in with one of the goblins, which is cool. Let's take Hawk maybe. Okay. We take Flash, but we don't put it. Actually, I didn't want to put a token here, but it's fine. Hmm. Can upgrade this into a bird. Let's just start by drawing some cards. Yeah, with every turn they don't have Minsk and Boo. This grows our chances on winning the game. Rogoyf, also pretty decent card. For this one, yeah, so that doesn't even make sense to shrink it here. Okay, those are fine. So what can I remove to shrink that thing? The instant, probably. It's a decent card. What do I kill? The white man or the blue one? The blue is for time walk. Like we exiled this and Flage, so yeah, probably just this one. Up here. It's the turn. So there are multiple lands, sorceries, and creatures. I can grow my dragons so they have to crack the research desk now. They don't want to grow the Goyf. Okay. But now, thing. Start by removing this one. Then probably just play 4th Illingus. I'm attacking with 3. If they have Minsk and Boo, I want to be able to block the hamster dead. Yeah, now we should be fine. Okay, there we go. 2-1. Yeah. That was fine. Not great, but fine. So this nets us another 2-1. So this was draft number 11. We have an overall record of 27 and 11. And the ticks balance stays the same. So yeah, that was it for today. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.